It is 7:44 right now. This morning, I am joined by Representative Carson, of course, a representative here in Indiana. We're going to start by talking about the Russia investigation. You are a member of the House Intelligence Committee, so you're privy to a lot of information that a lot of other congressmen aren't. First of all, there's been this back and forth between President Trump's former personal attorney, Michael Cohen, and his current attorney, Rudy Giuliani, talking about this meeting that was held with some Russian intelligence people giving some information, maybe giving some dirt on Hillary Clinton before the election. Trump says he didn't know anything about the meeting. Now Michael Cohen is saying he did know about it. So do you think Trump knew about this meeting, and is there any intelligence to back up?
Well, let's be on standby for that. But I will say, and I'm not an attorney, I'm a former cop, some attorneys do record exchanges between themselves and clients. In this case, we don't know whether or not he was recording for the sake of documentation or if he was recording simply to cover his own interest in making sure that Trump wasn't trying to do anything illegal and drag him into it. So that remains to be seen.
So you really right now don't have an opinion one way or another if Michael Cohen's saying the truth that Trump did know about the meeting?
I think what is clear is that this administration has been a total disaster. Even my personal Republican friends are embarrassed by Donald Trump's actions. I think his kowtowing to Vladimir Putin, his personal issues and family interests are colliding, and I think that he's really brought the dignity from the White House down, and we've become a joke. Okay,
well, let's move on to the economy. Another thing that Trump's playing a huge role in, of course, with the tariffs that have really sparked a huge controversy around the world, to be honest. Something that's had an impact here in Indiana. So let's talk about the economy there. What do you think about the tariffs being instituted, and then also with the plan to give some financial aid to farmers?
Well, this is critical. The stakes are high for Indiana, especially farmers. We need to play in the global economy. I think that he is disrupting the relationships that we've had for decades with many of our allies, which really hurts us. It hurts Hoosier farmers, and ultimately it hurts the American people. I think Donald Trump is using the seat of the presidency, and he's essentially flying by the seat of his pants, and that's not the way to be a leader.
Do you think it's a trade war that the U.S. could eventually win in the long term?
Not necessarily. I think when the entire global community has turned their backs on us for a multiplicity of reasons, intel issues and trade issues, that leaves us in a vulnerable position.
And what about the plan for the financial aid to farmers?
Look, I think I would love for farmers to get billions and billions of dollars. I've been supportive of farmers of getting billions and billions of dollars. But you can't use farmers when it's convenient, but then disrupt the entire global community in the process. Pick one or the other.
And Friday, the president announced that the GDP has raised 4.1%.
Absolutely.
So that can't be bad news. Are you seeing that?
Well, it's always promising, but we have to remember that many of these changes were made in the previous administration under President Obama, which is why we're having a job fair for those people who are employed, but they're not satisfied. They're not gainfully employed. They'd like to make more money. We want to see them this Wednesday at Ivy Tech for our job fair. Yeah,
there you go. So that's the annual job fair that Representative Carson works on every single year. There's the information to it on your screen. Wednesday, August 1st, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Ivy Tech Culinary and Conference Center, open to the public. Always a need for a job fair. Finally, really quickly, Medicare for All caucus. You've joined in.
Yes.
A new report came out saying this is going to cost big bucks, some $30 billion. So how do we pay for that? Is that going to raise taxes? What's the outcome there?
There are many discussions. We could talk about raising taxes. We could talk about a value-added tax, which is done in Europe quite successfully. We could talk about different things. I think what's clear is that the wealthiest nation in recorded history should be able to provide our citizens with free health care.
That's it.
It's a progressive measure. There's no such thing as a free ride. Somebody's going to have to pay for it. It's likely going to be you and me. But at the end of the day, those Hoosiers, those Americans who are suffering to get health care coverage and preventative screenings, they need this kind of coverage. And so do we. And so do you, Mom.
I am going to be a mom once again, right? So regardless of the tax increase, you're saying it's okay?
I'm saying it has to be done. It must be done. I think the increase will be minimal. We'll barely feel it. And in the end, it'll be the right thing for us. European nations have done it already. Our friends upstairs in Canada have done it. We should take the lead.
Okay. Representative Carson, always a pleasure having you here.
Always an honor. Thank you. What a pleasure.
Randy.